I was really looking forward to play football, and especially here at Ibrox. So it's been a while, but it's always special.
When you play in these Legends games, it's a great opportunity not only to raise money for charity, but also for the fans to see you guys again, and also you get to see your old teammates as well. There's lots to enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The only thing I really miss about the football is the dressing room, the banter, and it's always nice to catch up with the guys again, because when you leave Rangers, it's hard to keep contact with everybody. So it's a great opportunity to see each other again and talk about it.
It looks as if Steven Gerrard's going to be captaining Liverpool in this one. Were you hoping that you'd maybe have him playing behind you for Rangers?
Would have been nice, so he could give me the balls. But it's always great if a player with the statue of Gerrard is involved too, and also as a manager here from Rangers. So if you get the results as a manager, we won't kick him.
I think you were at the game on Thursday night against Feyenoord, weren't you? What have you made of the job that Steven Gerrard's done and the progress that he's made over the last year or so in charge of Rangers?
It's difficult to judge because I don't see a lot of games, but it was a really good result. Very important to get a good start, especially in the group where they are now. In the beginning, was a little bit difficult. I think Feyenoord played the first 10-15 minutes better, but then they changed the game, Rangers, and I think they really deserved the 3 points. Only they could finish it already in the first half, in my opinion.
You know the strength of Feyenoord. You've seen Rangers now play them here. How do you rate Rangers' chances of being able to get through the group stages of the Europa League?
It's difficult. It's all depending on little things. Because I think, in my opinion, the favorite for the group stage is Porto, and underneath you have Feyenoord, Young Boys, and Rangers. So it depends on the form of the day, and that's why it was really important to get the win at home, 3 points. So it's a good start, but still it's a long way to go.
It went down to match day 6 last season with Rangers, and they lost out to Rapid Vienna. Could you see it going right down to the wire again this season?
What I said is it's difficult to look in the future, but I think Porto will be the first one, and then you have 3 candidates, and so it's difficult to tell it now, but I hope they will we'll get in the next group stage.
You've played in some big European matches yourself. How did Thursday compare to the matches that you were involved with?
A different tune. When I played, it was the Champions League, but the atmosphere is still the same. That's the most thing I really loved about playing these games. When you run out of the tunnel, you hear the supporters sing the songs. Yeah, that gives you a lot of energy. It even gave me Thursday energy. I wanted to get on the pitch, but I wasn't selected. So hopefully the 12th of October, hopefully we'll get the same atmosphere, and I'm allowed to start.
How did the result go down in Holland?
Yeah, of course, disappointing. Of course, in Holland they don't really rate the Scottish League, so they thought it would be 3 points for Feyenoord. So I think Rangers showed them that it's not an easy win, never here at Ibrox. So I think now the people are more aware from Rangers.
What do you make of Alfredo Morelos as a striker, from what you've seen of him?
Yeah, he's a really great striker, still very young. He still needs some more experience, but you will get it by playing games and throughout the years. There's really a big difference compared with last season, I think. I think he controlled his temper much better. I don't want him to lose his temper, because that is also his strength, because he always wanted to score and find the way straight to the goal. I think he's a really promising player.
After you left Rangers, there was guys like Daryl Puzzo, Chris Boyd, Nikita Jelic. Where does he rank among those strikers? Can he go on and
I think it's really hard to compare strikers with strikers, because every player has his own quality. The same with me. I have different quality than Chris Boyd, or with Daryl Puzzo, or with Morelos. As long as you have your contribution to the team and help the team win, in my opinion, that's the most important.
Obviously, Rangers will be desperate to hold on to him, but could you see, do you think he has the qualities to play at a higher level?
For sure. He's still young. I think what's stopping the other teams to sign him was probably his red cards and temper. So if he controls his dead season, for sure there will be more interest, because everybody is looking for a striker who can score goals.
Yeah, it looks as if that's certainly in the early stages of this season. It's something that he's worked on. His temperament seems to be a lot better. Would you then expect that possibly, come January or the summer, that'll mean that Rangers possibly have to fend off bids?
I don't know. But what I said, you have always clubs looking for a striker, especially if the team are struggling in the season. So they're gonna look in January for options. So probably there's a big chance Morelos will be on the list too if he keeps on like this.
They've got bigger and bigger, these games. Obviously we played now Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, AC Milan was the last game we played. Last couple have been at Anfield, sold out, raised millions over the last couple of years for the foundation, which is fantastic from a charity aspect. But personally, getting together with the lads again, just having a bit of banter, putting the boots on, and feeling like a footballer for the day is something very special. So personally, I'm really looking forward to it, and be glad to add Rangers to the list of teams that we played against as legends.
I mean, that's the good thing, that there's so many sort of good parts to it, where you're not only raising money for charity, absolutely, but the players get to play again, and the fans get to come and see players that they loved in the past.
Yeah, maybe the game's not as quick as as what they used to, but they get to see some of them old players. They get to reminisce, and they get to come and see us again. From an aspect of, from our point of view, once the adrenaline kicks in and the handshakes are out the way, then you want to win the game. We've only lost one, I think, as a Legends team. Quite proud of that. But it was against a very young Borussia Dortmund team, so we kind of forgive ourselves. But yeah, we pride ourselves in winning games still, and putting on a show and trying to win the match. And like I said, once the adrenaline starts, that footballer feeling kicks in. So that'll be the case when we play a very good Rangers team.
Have you played at Ibrox before?
No, never. I was lucky enough to come up European night where Steve McManaman scored that fantastic goal against Celtic, and we came up as well and played in a pre-season friendly at Celtic. But no, I never got to Rangers, sadly, so it gives me the opportunity to play here, which is great.
Playing alongside Steven Gerrard as well, what have you made of the job that he's been doing up here over the past year or so?
Fantastic. It's great to see so many young coaches get their opportunity now. It was getting a little monotonous, and same faces, same names being branded about for big jobs. But it's great to see the likes of Stephen and Frank, given these opportunities at such big, high esteemed clubs. I think he's done ever so well. It was always going to be difficult, taking on the job to compete with Rangers, to compete with Celtic. But he's getting there. He's moving in the right direction. He's learning his trade very, very quickly. So yeah, I'll have to see what the future holds for him.
I mean, you'll have known Stephen from when he was quite young. Did you always sort of sense that he would go into management and he had those qualities to do that?
Funny really, because the two players that came out of that squad was obviously Cara and Stephen. And if you probably said to me you had to add money on one of them going into management, it probably would have been Cara. But it's obviously turned out the other way around. I think he's got the temperament, the mentality for it. I think it was something he cut his teeth at Liverpool when he went into the youth. I think he probably was undecided then whether he wanted to be a coach or a manager. I think the two jobs are very, very different. But I think he got the taste for the management there, and obviously that's what he wanted to do. But like I said, I think he's doing a fantastic job. He's got a great coach, and someone he can trust in Gary McAllister with him as well. He's obviously brought Tommy up, that he knows very well from his time at Liverpool. So he's got a lot of people around him that can help him, that he trusts, which is always a good thing. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have said years and years ago that's probably something he would have done, but he's proved me wrong.
He's been touted as a potential manager of Liverpool in the future. Is that, do you think he's got the credentials to do that?
I always think it's about timing, in all honesty. I mean, we've got an unbelievable manager at the minute. The club's in a very, very healthy position, challenging for cup competitions and obviously the Premier League again. So, you know, it's all about time. It's whether Stephen's in the right moment, whether Liverpool are looking for a manager. At the minute, they're not. You know, it all sometimes as the stars align, isn't it? Whether that's going to happen. If it all works out, it'd be nice to see him back at the club.
He's very forthright in media interviews and, you know, calling it as it is. Was he like that as a captain at Liverpool?
Well, yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously played with some fantastic captains over the years. You know, Roy Keane probably was in that mould. You know, they're very demanding people. They bring the best out of you. You know, they're hard working. You know, they expect you to give what they do. Stephen was no different than that, really. Probably maybe not as aggressive as Roy, but had the same mannerisms, had the same ideas, and he was a fantastic leader. And obviously we've seen him, you know, drag Liverpool really. You know, some seasons it was very difficult for Liverpool, and he single-handedly won games, you know, won cup competitions, and you know, he was an inspiring character. So unfortunately I didn't get to play with him that long, but it's great to have him, you know, with the Legends team, because he obviously makes us a lot better.
Obviously the goal here is to stop Celtic's domestic dominance. Do you think, from what you've seen of Steven Gerrard's Rangers side, that he is the man that's capable of doing that?
I don't see why not. You know, he's put a good young team together. He's got an idea of how he wants to play. They're exciting. You know, I didn't think they were too far away in the game that I watched, even though the scoreline, you know, might have suggested difference. I thought they'd done okay on the day. It could have gone either way at one point. You know, I would say it's exciting times. You know, from where you've come from, probably over the last 6 or 7 seasons, to get back to this point now with Steven Gerrard in charge, Gary McAllister behind him, and a good young team. You know, basically you could suggest that you are challenging against the Celtic side that have dominated for years and years is a good thing. You know, it's always a fine line getting over, you know, winning titles, and, you know, at that high level, you know, them small margins are sometimes something that he's got to find out and find what it is, and if he can find them, then hopefully you can get over the line.
I mean, a lot of the players say he's got that sort of winning mentality, and
he has, yeah.
You know, he's, in terms of, you know, he just not only wants to win, but he sets high standards as well.
No, win.
That's exactly
win. Yeah. There's no black and white with Stephen, and you have to win, and that was what I was suggesting before. You know, with these great captains that I've played alongside, you know, it's winning at all costs, and if he doesn't win, then he will feel he's failed, and no elite sportsman likes that feeling, and Stephen's no different. Stephen's probably one of the best, you know, at doing that. You know, winning, knowing what it takes to win, finding them small margins and changing attitudes. You know, he's very, very good at it. I think he would have walked into a dressing room where he would have inspired the players. They would have looked at him, and, you know, there's no reason why they would look at him and not hold him in high esteem, because he's done everything in the game. So, and that brings out the best qualities in some of the kids that he's got here. So, yeah, I see good things.
You feel expecting him to have him in your ear for 90 minutes or so out on the pitch here when you're playing with him?
I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the other thing I've noticed. Stephen, in the Legends games that he's played, he never wants to come off. So you're right. He probably will give us 90 minutes. But I think it'd be nice to see him just play 5 minutes for the club he's managing. But obviously, we'd want him for the other 85. But he certainly made the difference in the last couple of Legends games that we've played. Still demanding. You still don't want to give the ball away because he's on you. He gives you that stare. So yeah, he's always a pleasure to play around, and he, you know, in the dressing room for us, it's great for him to be there.